Welcome back to True Crime Tangles. Have you ever wondered what happens when a night out takes a dark turn? How does it feel when one moment changes everything, resulting in an unimaginable tragedy? Picture this, a famous TikTok star making people smile with every video. That's Helen Rose Hastings, the TikTok sensation. But behind the camera, things took a different turn. As the night rolled on and the drinks poured, choices got clouded and lines blurred. But how did a fun night end in such sorrow? Join us as we dive into this heart-wrenching story, searching for answers in the chaos and facing the truth about choices made. Helen Rose Hastings, raised in Houston, Texas, by scientist parents Susan Rosenberg and Philip Hastings from Baylor College of Medicine, displayed remarkable intelligence, speaking in full sentences by age 1.5. Her childhood was filled with diverse activities, from swimming to acting and even rock bands and robotics clubs, reflecting her curiosity and love for exploration. During school breaks, she traveled with her parents to places like Croatia, Oslo, and Tokyo, broadening her horizons at a young age. By the time she was 7, she was really into Japanese culture and dreamed of starting a place for women scientists in Japan when she grew up. Sadly, that dream never came true. Helen's happy childhood took a sharp turn when she entered middle school. Standing out from her peers, she faced relentless bullying, primarily due to a condition called misophonia, a condition that made her sensitive to certain sounds, like chewing or tapping. This made her school life unbearable. Helen struggled to concentrate in class or enjoy meals with her classmates, leading to deep misery and isolation. How unfortunate. As if that wasn't enough, Helen faced further challenges when she came out as pansexual, encountered more bullying and harassment from classmates who couldn't grasp her identity. This relentless mistreatment worsened her mental health, leading to depression, anxiety, and an eating disorder. Helen felt utterly alone, convinced nobody truly understood her. Imagine what she went through. Yet, amidst the darkness, Helen eventually found peace. They say there's a place for everyone in this world, and Helen was fortunate to discover hers. It all began back in 8th grade when one of Helen's friends invited her to a local cosplay convention. In case you're not familiar, cosplay is a vibrant form of performance art where people embody characters from anime, games, or movies. It's more than just dressing up. It's about fully embracing the character's persona. Helen was enchanted by this vibrant world of creativity and imagination. For her, it was a thrilling escape from the challenges of everyday life. Cosplay offered a chance to step into another dimension, where worries could be left behind. In this community, Helen found her tribe. She quickly became known for her talent as a cosplayer, dazzling audiences with her portrayals. Her TikTok and Instagram accounts lit up with her captivating cosplay videos, drawing in a growing number of followers. Cosplay wasn't just a hobby for Helen, it became a part of who she was. It provided a sense of belonging and purpose in a world that often felt overwhelming. As her presence in the cosplay community grew, so did her confidence and reputation as a talented cosplayer. While Helen's mom, Susan, initially had doubts about Helen's newfound passion, she was relieved to see her daughter emerging from her depression and forming connections. Susan recognized the cosplay community as a place where misfits found acceptance and support. Among the friends Helen made in the cosplay scene was Mary Ann Oliver Snow, also known as Yandere Freak or Snow the Salt Queen. Snow, a few years older than Helen, identified as non-binary, using they or them pronouns. Originating from Houston, Texas, Snow has been active in the cosplay world since 2016. Their diverse videos, featuring different outfits and hairstyles, earned millions of likes, elevating them to celebrity status with over 1.6 million followers on TikTok. Amazing, right? Snow gained fame for depicting characters from Danganronpa, a Chinese video game where teens battle a murderous bear in a school setting. While praised for creativity, Snow's conduct raised eyebrows due to its often inappropriate and reckless nature. Despite concerns, Helen and Snow forged a tight friendship, unaware of the turmoil to come. Moving on to 2019, a viral video showed Snow at a cemetery, posing on gravestones and swinging from them. The video stirred anger, with many finding Snow's actions disrespectful to the deceased. Rather than apologizing, Snow mocked critics, claiming permission from the cemetery. The superintendent denied this, even threatening arrest if Snow returned. But that's not the end of the story. In another instance, Snow claimed to have rescued sick kittens and gathered funds from their followers to aid in their recovery. However, it later came to light that the kittens were never actually ill, and Snow had pocketed the donated money. What a shame. Despite the controversies surrounding Snow, Helen and they grew closer, often spending time together. But little did they know that this friendship would soon spiral into catastrophe. Let's fast forward to January 17th, 2021. A distress call reached the Houston police, reporting a shooting incident at a house. Tragically, the victim turned out to be none other than Helen Hastings. Rushed to the hospital, she couldn't be saved. Helen, a freshman at Oberlin College in Ohio, had ambitious plans to study neuroscience, psychology, and art, which could never get fulfilled. Quite fateful indeed. The devastating news of Helen's passing spread across social media on January 20th, 2021, leaving her family and friends utterly shattered. Details surrounding her death remained hidden for months, leaving everyone in the dark. However, when the truth eventually emerged, it sent shockwaves through everyone. Now, we all cope with loss differently when someone we care about passes away. Some openly express grief, while others mourn in private. On social media, some share memories or take breaks to process emotions. However, Snow's response was quite different. Despite losing a close friend, they seemed unaffected, continuing to share cosplay videos without mentioning Helen. While some found this strange, no one suspected Snow's connection to the tragedy. As per the police report, Snow, Helen, and 5 other friends were hanging out at Snow's place for a party. They were indulging in drinks, smokes, and just goofing around. Then, around midnight, they decided to binge-watch the Batman-inspired series Gotham and even cosplay as the characters. At this point, Snow mentioned having a gun similar to the one used by the character Penguin in the series. They retrieved the gun from the garage and brought it into the living room, where everyone began playing and fooling around with it. But things took a sinister turn from here. During the gathering, one friend jokingly suggested, "Why not shoot me?" Snow briefly lifted the gun before lowering it. Helen, wanting to join in, said, "Oh, go on, shoot me too." Agreeing, Snow aimed at Helen's head and pulled the trigger. The group watched in horror as Helen fell, bleeding heavily. They believed the gun was empty, but sadly, it wasn't. Panic ensued. One tried to stop the bleeding with a teddy bear, but Snow insisted it was an accident. They called 911, and Helen was rushed to the hospital where she was placed on life support. Despite efforts, she passed away 2 days later. Can you imagine the remorse? Snow faced second-degree manslaughter charges, punishable by 2 to 20 years in prison under Texas law. They explained an ex-boyfriend left the gun in their home. Believing it to be unloaded, they and their friends handled it. They also claimed the ex assured him all bullets were removed. Due to intoxication, they couldn't recall reloading it, although they might have. They admitted to pointing the gun at themselves and their friends, hearing only clicking sounds when they pulled the trigger. Snow's friends confirmed they hadn't thought the gun was loaded, recalling Helen jokingly asking Snow to shoot her. On January 19th, 2021, Snow was released on a $20,000 bond, resuming their activities as if nothing had occurred. For 9 months thereafter, they continued posting content. Several TikTok videos depicted graphic scenes, including fake blood splatters and references to violence, unsettling many who felt Snow's actions disregarded Helen's life. One commenter expressed concern about the impact of such postings on the families of the victims. On the other hand, sympathy was extended to Snow by some, recognizing their process of grieving and loss. Snow has taken the step to make their TikTok and Instagram accounts private. According to their lawyer, they are deliberately distancing themselves from social media for the time being. Their lawyer's remarks reflect Snow's genuine remorse and the challenging journey they face ahead. Meanwhile, Helen's loved ones hold on to cherished memories of her vibrant personality and sense of humor. Now, what are your thoughts on this situation? Does Snow genuinely feel regretful for their actions? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content. Thank you for watching.